is your Morning Answer.
Thanks for joining us here on a Monday morning. Jennifer Horn, thank you for hanging out with us. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and a very happy Easter to all of you from all of us here at the Morning Answer. And look who made it here.
Finally made it in.
Yeah.
Blew that tire, and I was out there for just a while. I mean, I was standing on the side of the freeway.
That's a good look.
Yeah, it fit me. It fit me. The AAA folks finally got here, and here I am.
All right. Well, we're not going to hold it against you. Normally, I would hold it against you.
I know you would.
Normally, I would hold it against you. But, okay, so Ben Shapiro is here, of course, and we've got a story. We mentioned we were going to talk about this. We have coming up, we don't know the exact date, but get ready in the Inland Empire. We're going back to Rahagi's shooting range in Corona. We were out there a couple of weeks ago, and Ben and I were shooting, and we had a great time out there. It was an awesome time shooting.
Honestly, after I went, I kind of felt, I have to say this. I have to say this. I felt a little uncomfortable with the weapons.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they were it was kind of a violent thing. I mean, it is
violent.
Yeah, but
holding a firearm.
It made me sad that in America you have to have that people would feel the need to go out to a range and blast away with that firearm.
Well,
this is America. You shouldn't have to go out to the range and blast away with that firearm.
Well, you should be. I believe you should be able to fire off in the hills. I believe you should be able to fire off on your property.
But my wife and I, we want to have kids, and
I know
I just don't know that I don't know that we'd feel safe with a firearm in the house.
Well, look,
we want to live in a society where you go to school and the kids have to be worried about guns in the school.
Ben, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I have tried to make the case to you that you've got a beautiful wife. You're going to have a baby. That is more reason than ever before to be protected in your home. I'm not saying that you have to be running around shooting everybody because responsible gun owners don't do that. Well, if a kid gets a hold of the gun, it's because you were an irresponsible gun owner. But you wouldn't be I'm not an irresponsible gun owner.
But I don't know. I just. After having done it, after having seen the kind of the power and the caliber and the fight,
we're just going to shoot clay, dude. At Rahagi's. I don't know the date. It's in April.
Yeah,
later this month.
Okay, why do you own a gun? But why do people own guns? I mean, the only reason that people own guns, is because you want to do something violent with the gun. Most people aren't owning the gun just to shoot skeet. I mean, come on.
The reason people own guns is because we have a Second Amendment. And people have a right to own guns. People have a right to defend themselves because there's look
at Britain.
Hold on a second. You look out through world history. Governments have gone usurpacious. It has happened. There have been tyrannical.
Not in America, dude.
Not in America.
Come on.
That's right. Not in America. But I don't want to be sitting in America when it happens, and I want a gun and need a gun. But folks like Ben Shapiro have confiscated.
How crazy are you? You think that we're really on the verge? You think we're really on the verge of the government going usurpacious? Give me a time frame. Is this going to happen like this year or maybe in 10 years?
It is probably, Ben, not going to happen. You see how emotional they get, too. I mean, you listen to how hysterical Ben's side gets when they talk about guns. I mean, there is not even a glimmer of...
Doesn't passion matter? I mean, passion should matter. Why shouldn't our emotion matter in this?
Well, it certainly does matter. It certainly does matter. Now, you asked me, when is the American government going to turn...
Right, give me a date.
Okay, I'm not going to give you a date with your silly arguments. I'm going to talk logic and not emotion. Okay? I know it's a new concept for you. I'm going to talk logic, Ben, and not emotion. The truth is, if you look at history, it's quite possible that this government could, not in my lifetime, not in our children's lifetime, not in our grandchildren's lifetimes, could turn on the people, and that's why the Founding Fathers authored the Second Amendment. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Oh, come on. So you should have a tank in your driveway? Is that what you're telling me?
That's ridiculous.
Or like a nuclear weapon, like a missile?
That's a straw man argument. The tank argument is a straw man argument.
So will you come out right now and tell me no one should have a tank in their driveway?
No, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to undermine the gun culture. You're trying to undermine the Second Amendment by going to this crazy tank analogy, and I'm too smart to let you do that. I'm not going to answer your ridiculous...
But you say that you want to resist government tyranny. You really think you're going to be able to do that with just your Glock? I mean, you're going to need a tank, aren't you? You're going to need like an anti-aircraft missile.
Oh, can we have a real conversation about this?
This isn't a real conversation. Just because I'm getting passionate, just because I feel for all those kids who are killed in Sandy Hook, just because I feel for all the kids in Chicago who are getting shot every day.
And that is one of the great acts, one of the most despicable acts that your side has pulled during this whole gun conversation is to sort of suggest that I don't care because I own a gun, because I hunt, that I don't care about what happens when people are shot in food courts. It's shameful is what it is. It really is. We also have here on the Morning Answer this morning, we've got Kathleen Sebelius. Did you, on the gall of this White House, this Obama White House, I mean, it is unbelievable how they get out there. And Kathleen Sebelius, after all this time, she says, yeah, Obamacare is going to raise insurance costs. Of course it's going to raise insurance costs. Of course Obamacare is going to decrease the quality of medicine and increase the cost. I've been saying this for 4 years.
Yeah, but it's fairer. It's fairer, and this is the whole purpose. More people are going to be covered, right? I mean, look, this is the whole point. So, the insurance
companies... Let them
get
a job and get health insurance.
But not everybody can have a job, Brian. I mean, look at all those folks who are suffering out there, who can't get a job in this economy. You really want them to go without... You know, your grandfather gets cancer, Ben, and here he is, 65 years old, and he's been working his entire life, and who are you? You want him to really... You want him to die of cancer
because you don't want... If your grandfather gets cancer, you take him to any emergency room in America, and they're going to treat him. That is...
Yeah, but he can get chemo, and all these insurance companies. Look at them raking in the cash.
You want a Mercedes-Benz?
Companies.
See, this is the theory that you guys have on your side, Ben. You know, I might want a Mercedes-Benz. I want chemotherapy. I might want a Mercedes-Benz.
No, chemotherapy's a Mercedes-Benz. I mean, they're the same thing. Come on. I mean, here you got a guy and he's dying and he's suffering, and you want him to get chemo, and that's out of bounds in America. What is America? What is this place? If we can't get a 65-year-old man who's been working his entire life a round of chemotherapy when he's got cancer. That's what Obamacare is for.
America is a place where you take personal responsibility, where you plan out your life, where you work hard, you save some money.
And then you pay all those rapacious insurance companies.
You guys will vilify anybody. You'll vilify anybody. You'll go after anyone. You'll go after the insurance companies.
The insurance companies. Look at you, great defender of the insurance company. Look at these insurance companies.
They provide a service. Insurance companies provide a They're in business.
Oh, they discriminate against people who have pre-existing conditions. You think that's a good thing?
Ben, there is no allocation of risk in the pre-existing condition argument. If you walk in and tell your doctor that you have cancer, well, guess what? Now you're just getting medical care. You know,
but it's discriminatory. I mean, look at this. You have women who are being charged differently than men, and you have poor people being charged differently than rich people. Why can't we just pool the cost? Look, this isn't anti-private industry. President Obama is definitely for private industry. Everybody calls him a socialist. What nonsense. He's not a socialist.
You're right. He's a Marxist. You're right.
He's not a
socialist.
Marxist.
He's actually, no, actually, he's more close to a Marxist. Actually, he's closer to a Marxist. Actually, he is. He actually is.
He's a Marxist. Look at this extreme radical characterization. You know why you're doing this? You know why you're doing this? If you were a white president, you would not go here.
Playing the race card. Look at you guys playing the race card.
If you were a white president, you would be sitting here and you'd be treating him the same as Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton.
Newsflash, Ben Shapiro. Barack Obama wouldn't be president if he were white. Barack Obama wouldn't be in the White House if he was the same color of the House. If Barack Obama was the same color that the House is, he wouldn't be in the Oval Office.
He's a talented politician.
He's affirmative action on 2 feet, standing in front of the Great Seal of the American presidency.
How could you possibly say that about some man?
How can I possibly say it? It's true.
He's somebody... Harvard Law School, Columbia University, a stellar record in the Illinois Senate. And then he goes on to the U.S. Senate, and he's this dramatic speaker. Look, he brought America together. He brought America together around the concept of better health care for everybody. That's what Obamacare is. If we raise insurance costs a little bit, so what? These insurance companies...
So what? It's not my money. Right, Ben? It's not your money. So what?
Yeah, so what?
Spend my money in my pocket.
Look at these doctors living in their big houses and these insurance brokers living in their huge houses.
Shame on them for doing well.
Shame on them.
Shame on them for being...
Yeah, shame on them when Grandpa can't get medical care because he's got cancer.
I don't believe you. You know who you sound to me a lot like? You sound a lot like that crazy Ashley Judd is who you sound like. She has announced that, thank God, she won't be running for the U.S. Senate. She was going to run in Kentucky, the actress Ashley Judd, who is as liberal as the day is long. I mean, this one never met a pair of Birkenstocks that she didn't dive right into.
Why are you ripping on Ashley Judd? She's a Rhodes Scholar, Ashley Judd. Did you know that? Nobody knows that about Ashley Judd.
Yeah, she's real bright. I've seen her movies. She's real bright.
Come on. She's a smart lady. She's a smart lady, and she has a diverse background.
That's what I need. Someone who reads lines that other people write running my life.
Ronald Reagan, anyone?
Oh, Ronald Reagan was a lot more than a line reader.
Oh, well,
you know what he did? He drew lines in the sand. That's what he did. At Reykjavik.
Okay,
and he walked away.
You tell me why Ashley Judd shouldn't be in the U.S. Senate. I mean, look at the quality of our senators. Let's be honest. I mean, Ashley Judd would be an upgrade.
But Mitch McConnell is a fine senator.
She'd be an upgrade.
She'd be an upgrade.
She'd be an upgrade. Mitch McConnell should go. And Ashley Judd, she should take his place. And I'll tell you what, she has the kind of international background that we need. You know, she lived in Scotland for a while. She really learned about the National Health Service.
So what, now living in Scotland makes you qualified to replace Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, well, when look at Mitch McConnell, looks like a turtle.
Oh, so personal attacks on people's appearance.
Mitch McConnell, come on. Mitch McConnell. Ashley Judd, beautiful woman. She's very smart. She's very sexy.
Okay, she is beautiful and sexy.
And she's very smart. She's a very bright woman. And being a woman gives her a special credibility when it comes to so many of the issues that face women in America today. It does. When she's pregnant,
she may not be. And when she's pregnant and starts popping out kids and takes a sabbatical from the Senate, who's going to serve the people?
But she's never going to have kids. She said she's not going to have kids, so you don't even have
There's
to worry
another
about
one without
that.
family. See, you hear that? He admits it himself, and he didn't even realize he said it. Ashley Judd won't have kids. You know why? Because they don't know the first thing about the tradition of America or the tradition of American families.
Not everybody has the same family that you do, Brian. How dare you? There are tons of different types of families. There are families with two fathers and family. This is America in 2013. This isn't America in 1776 or 1791.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. Because
there was slavery back in 1776.
Yeah, there was slavery, and that was wrong. But the size and scope of this government from those days has grown exponentially. It's disgusting. George Washington, the father of our country, wouldn't recognize America with these slimy tax and spend liberal hacks running around collecting money, and the redistribution is disgusting.
George Washington would look on America today, and he'd see the world's greatest empire with the world's greatest treatment of the people who are poor in this country. And he would look at people like Ashley Judd, and George Washington would say, I want Ashley Judd in the Senate. That's what George Washington would say.
Oh, Ashley Judd. He want Ashley Judd in the Senate. Unbelievable.
Have you even seen Double Jeopardy? Great movie.
No, I don't fund Hollywood. I'm not out there like you every weekend throwing my money.
You're a liar. You love Hollywood. All conservatives love Hollywood.
Well, I'll tell you who I like. Obviously, Clint Eastwood. I'm a fan of him. I like all of his films. John Voight. I like John Voight. He's a great actor. And actually, I'm going to a concert up in Ventura.
How many times did you watch Brokeback Mountain?
I'm not. That is not in my home. That DVR, sir. Brokeback Mountain is not in my home.
Sure
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Yeah, disgusting. And they call that men. That's Hollywood's definition of a man. Crawling on top of another one. I wish I knew how to quit you.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can laugh, but this is the culture you defend.
Of course, this is the culture I defend. It's a culture of tolerance and diversity and a way of life for every American that they choose. Yeah. And we have a right to live how we want to live. And if you want to be a gay cowboy in the Outback, that's your problem.
Yeah, you can't be a gay cowboy. Sorry. You can be a cowboy, but you can't be a gay one. Because cowboys have certain qualifications for being a cowboy. One of them is being a real man, being a real dude. By the way,
you're not a real dude if you're gay. Is that what you're saying now,
Ben?
Look at this intolerance. Look at this, folks. I want you to listen to the intolerance of Brian Whitman right now.
You mentioned my entertainment choice. By the way, I want to invite you before we take the break here. I am going. I think it's 4th of July weekend. I'm going out to see me, and I am seeing Lee Greenwood. Do you want to come?
Lee Greenwood. God, how trite and cliche has he become?
He's the
best. Seriously, proud American. Enough already. Enough already, you and your flag waving. Seriously.
As we continue on the Morning Answer, we'll talk about the latest in California's light rail project. $68 billion. More good news from Governor Jerry Brown. They're going to hire the disadvantaged. They're going to hire dropouts.
Good. It's about time.
We'll talk about it as we continue. It's 7:20.